The laws that determine how much money you get after an accident can really be confusing, but they can also work to your advantage. Harding & Associates specializes in accidents and injuries, and they know the ins and outs of these complicated laws. So call our help center right now to see if they can help you maximize recovery in your case and minimize how much you have to pay out. The number to call right now, 303-218-BEST. That's 303-218-2378. We're back with Phil Harding this morning of Harding & Associates. So I want to briefly remind everyone why you are Colorado's best attorney, Phil.
Okay.
This guy has been named once again as a super lawyer. That's happened many, many times. Voted one of the top 100 trial lawyers in Colorado, 6 years in a row now, right?
Correct.
And
right.
you're AV rated, which is the highest rating for an attorney, right?
That's true.
Explain that a little bit, AV rating.
It's Martindale-Hubbell, and you know, when other attorneys kind of rank themselves or not, when they look for other attorneys, they go to Martindale-Hubbell, and there's different rankings.
Yeah, so we got the cream of the crop right here, the very best, Phil Harding. So you've got the help center set up this morning, you and your team members. You know, what can people be calling in? What are the biggest questions you're getting?
Well, I've got to tell you, the call center is open right now, and this is your opportunity to pick our brains. Call in. There's no cost, no obligations. One of the biggest questions I get is, will hiring an attorney get me more money after attorney's fees and costs are taken out?
That's a good question. I mean, can you get more money if you try to go it alone?
You cannot.
Okay.
When you hire an attorney, you get so much more. And I want to go through an example.
Okay.
And here is, if you only went to the ER once and nothing more, you might say, gee, what's my case worth? So let's look at this. I think we have a graphic up here. And essentially, if you went to the ER and you have health insurance, the ER bill may be $7,500, but the health insurance says we have a contracted rate with this hospital. And so they reduce that by $4,500, and now your health insurance has to pay the $3,000 billed to the hospital. Now here's the problem. If you sign a release for the other side's insurance company, the one that caused the accident, or sent them this ER bill, then they'll see that you only paid $3,000. So after a series of negotiations, you may get 2 times what you have to pay back, that $3,000.
Okay.
So maybe they'll offer you $6,000, all right? Now we're going to talk about something else. If you hire an attorney, but first I want to talk about what's known as the collateral source doctrine so that we can fully understand this,
Collateral
all right?
source doctrine.
The collateral source doctrine.
That sounds like legalese. You're going to have to break it down.
It is, and as a matter of fact, it says that if you have health insurance or some other collateral source that pays for and reduces how much is paid in medical bills, the other side's insurance, like the car insurance, does not get to see that. And here's a graphic of it.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about this. And I think it's the next graphic, but we can talk about this anyway.
Okay.
This is an EOB, which is the explanation of benefits. And here, the exact same thing, there's $7,500 that's billed. Your health insurance, again, reduced it by $4,500 and then pays the $3,000. Under the collateral source doctrine, because your health insurance reduced that, the other side does not get to see that.
They don't get to see it, okay.
Because they haven't been paying your health insurance premiums,
That's right, yeah, we've been paying it.
To get that reduction. So I've got to tell you, you have been paying monthly about these health insurance premiums to get this taken down. Now, you may have to pay back the $3,000 to your health insurance if you collect money from the other side. And remember, we talk about this all the time. It's called subrogation.
Right. Now, you've also used that word in tandem with like the make whole law, right?
Right. And
explain that again.
That's really good to talk about.
Okay.
You have to pay back this $3,000 to your health insurance.
Okay.
But there's Colorado's make whole law, and Colorado's make whole law essentially says the amount recoverable, if any, by the payer of benefits for reimbursement or subrogation, there's that word, shall be reduced by amount equal to your attorney's fees and cost. And let me tell you what that means. Your health insurance company is coming back and they said, we want that $3,000 back. But you may have hired an attorney on a third contingency fee, right?
Right.
So if you did that, the health insurance company needs to reduce how much you need to pay back by a third. So now that $3,000 needs to be reduced by the same amount that you're paying in attorney's fees, right? That third. So that $3,000 now goes down to $2,000.
Wow.
I got to tell you, here's a graphic showing the difference between an attorney working the case and you working it yourself.
Wow,
and
what a difference there.
It is a huge difference. And so here we go. Let's go through this.
Okay.
Here we're making the exact same assumptions on medical bills. And what it is, 2 times the medical bills. One, you showed the reduced amount, one you didn't. So you yourself, you get $6,000. The attorney on the exact same thing gets $15,000. Now you have to pay back in the subrogation, again, $3,000 since you don't have an attorney. But when you have an attorney, you only have to pay back $2,000. Now if the attorney's working on a contingency fee, you take out that $5,000. The net recovery to you is almost 3 times more. So instead of getting $3,000 working for yourself, you get $8,000.
Wow, a $5,000 difference. And just think of all the hassle that you save yourself by giving it to your attorney to handle all of that, right?
Well,
and you said, you could even get even more than that, more than the $8,000.
You're right. And if you hire a knowledgeable attorney on this thing, you have, unless you signed a waiver, and Chris talked about this at the beginning of the hour, you have what's known as MedPay. And now you can use your MedPay to pay off the subrogation. Now, MedPay on your car insurance, you don't have to pay back. So in this scenario, you use your MedPay, the $5,000, to pay off the $2,000 that you have to pay to health insurance. So now you get the full $10,000. And I know it's complicated, but that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We can walk you through the stuff. I'm happy to tell you and walk you through, but there's these strong laws, collateral source doctrine, make whole law, all of that's going to get you top dollar on your case.
It is complicated, but you know what you're doing, and you can see the bottom line there. Do you want $3,000 or you want $10,000? So let the team with Harding Associates help you. The bottom line is they can recover a lot more for you when you're working with them. So call the Help Center right now. Speak to the legal experts at Harding Associates. Find out if they can maximize your case. You want the $10,000 instead of the $3,000.
Exactly.
Call 303-218-BEST, 303-218-2378. And you can ask Phil questions anytime, even in the middle of the night if you want, because you can go to our website, coloradosbest.tv. You can click on his photo, and you can submit your questions to him right there. He will answer them each personally. Maybe not in the middle of the night, maybe the next morning, right?
Maybe the next morning.
And you can reach Phil anytime at his office, Harding & Associates, 303-762-9500. You can also find him online at hlaw.org. Well, coming up on Colorado's Best, turn your child's next haircut into an adventure. We're going to take you behind the scenes of the magical, engaging cartoon world known as Snippets. They are celebrating another grand opening by giving you a deal. Also ahead, some great gift ideas for the fitness enthusiasts in your life, high-quality sportswear that you can wear to the studio, at the studio, and even after you leave the studio to go to dinner.